Hey everybody, Doug Rucker here with DougRuckerSchool.com and DougRuckerStore.com. Hey, coming to you on a little personal note thing here. I've got something to sell, is my truck rig. It's a Ford 250 utility bed with the cabinets and all of that. I've had it probably a couple of years, but if you know me, it's just time to move on and build something else. So that's what I'm doing. Going to build a little something for another truck I have. Just kind of a skid in the back of it. So I'm putting this up for sale. So I did a walkthrough, explained everything that's involved in it. I'm asking $27,500 for the truck, everything that's on it, all of the nozzles, everything, chemicals, sprayers, everything that's in the cabinets as I'm doing the walkthrough, and all the equipment comes with it. So if you are interested in it, you can text me at 281-883-3630, or you can send us an email at the store, info@DougRuckerStore.com, and I can answer you via email that way. So stay tuned for the walk around and walk through and everything about it coming up next. Okay guys, so going through the cabinets, I've got you tools in here. You've got crescent wrenches, there's pliers, little wire snippers, needle nose, channel locks, and then over here you've got nut drivers, various different sizes of nut drivers you might need. And then over here are some repair parts. You got some banjo fittings, got some hose washers for a hose. And then in here are basically two each of each quick connect. And then here you've got some hose clamps, some other banjo fittings, hose barbs, things like that are in that. And then down here, get these put back over there. Down here you've got some wrenches, different sizes. And then you've also got a couple of water keys. Got a water key like this. And then you've got a 4-way Silcock key, which these are great for commercial properties. This is actually two different sizes, so the outer, this is actually two different sizes on this one. You got two different sizes. The outer is one size, and then inside is another. This is what I use mostly, but every now and then you run across something this one doesn't fit, and then that will definitely do it. And then I just keep a spare one of these handles just in case I ever run across a faucet or spigot or whatever that doesn't have a handle and it's not stripped, then this will work. So got those. Then in here you got a screwdriver, and then a pair of scissors over here, and another little tool. I don't think I've ever used this, but it's got all kinds of sockets in it, different sizes. Just kind of a handy little tool. Then down below here you've got some spray jugs, 2 pump-up sprayers. You got wrap in one. You got Dougie Fresh in the other. And then whatever's left in those jugs, you would get also. You got some wrap and Dougie Fresh. And so we use the wrap for all kinds of stuff. Oxidation removal, gutter stripe removal, light oil and grease stains, things of that nature. The Dougie Fresh we use a lot of times on windows. If our mix is dried and we want to get it off real quick, we can pump spray some of that on there, rinse it. And they'll dry pretty much spotless and streakless, depending on the hardness of the water. So that's that cabinet. Then over here, you've got all kinds of stuff, mainly kind of property protection stuff, but there's a few brushes in here to use. I've got a pair of gloves, got some zip ties, and these gloves have never been used, so you don't have to worry about my hands being in them. Zip ties over here, some trash bags, a couple cans of lubricant spray. We got some sponges, some Huck towels, some rags. Here you've got a gutter brush, the all direction wash brush, and then also a yellow brush. Those we put on the handles. This is a cobweb duster for getting cobwebs down. This is a cool little tile. It's made for tile and grout, but we use it for dirt daubers that are up real high because the brush kind of comes out like this, and it gets into the corners real easy. And then we also have something like this. This is also a tile and grout brush cleaner. We use it on dirt daubers as well. Like I said, some Huck towels. Here's another cobweb duster. And these just go onto telescoping poles. You can screw these on. I use these because it's so much easier to remove cobwebs with a cobweb duster than it is trying to use water or bleach and water or whatever. Another big roll of trash bags. A couple of pair of safety goggles that look like this. You know, these get messed up, so we always keep 2 or 3 pair in the truck. There's a gutter tool here for cleaning out gutters. Put that on your extension pole, painter's pole, whatever. And that makes for easy work of cleaning out gutters. I'm not a big fan of the vacuum systems and all that. I think you just have to get a ladder, get up there, and used to just do it by hand, but that gutter tool makes it really easy. And then over here we've got all kinds of different tape. This is the one that I use the most, the red Stucco tape, but there's some other tapes in there too in case you need them. And then this is a little jug that I have, put holes in it. We can use this to spread out gypsum pellets, lime, any type of thing that's granular that you want to spread out in the yard or around plants or whatever. That's what we used that for. So that's that cabinet. And then this cabinet, you got another pump up sprayer. One has BT200 in it, which is a great oil and grease stain removal. It just takes time because it uses microbes. This one is, not sure what's in that. I think that's what we used for rust remover. Then up here, you've got a spare ball valve set up, spare gun, soft wash gun. Got all your nozzles in here for the big slinger, the 8 gallon per minute pressure washer. You got some adjustable cone nozzles. You got an original shooter tip. You've got a M5 twist, some green and yellow nozzles for the pressure washer. All these are for the pressure washer. Here is all those are for soft washing. Here's one for the 8 gallon per minute pressure washer. So it's got the slingshot shooter nozzle, 2520 and a 2560. And then over here you've got picks, dental picks. You've got some lock seal. You've got True Blue, Teflon tape, all kinds of stuff like that. And then down here also is one of these silver bullet hose things. I've never used it. And then some web out down there if you want to use that for killing spiders, or it'll kill ants, flies, bees, yellow jackets, whatever. And then here's some clips that we use. We mainly use these when we use the Tyvek. We'll clip it sometimes to the lip between the soffit and the fascia and hang it down over plants if we need to do that. There's some cases where we've had to do that, and just gives better protection when you do it that way. So that's those 3 cabinets. Then over here on the back one, so on this back cabinets, you've got some spare 1/4-inch hose. This is a banjo cap that we use on the 8 gallon per minute pressure washer. If we want to take this off, we can cap that hose right here. That's the inlet hose. This is the inlet water modification. So this is all banjoed going into the pressure washer. So if we wanted to take this off and not let the water out, we can cap it off using that cap. And then there's some electrical tape, some spare downstream injectors, some with the check valve already set up, some without, and then another one, check valve with a brass ready to go. There's another sprayer down there. That's one of those bleach spray jugs, but I think we used it for rust removal. And then in here is more mainly chemicals and stuff. I've got some dugout. We've got some rust remover. That's actually a full jug. We've got some wrap. And then this is some scent that you can use for your bleach if you wanted to. Hopefully y'all can see that. Yeah, that's like a rainfresh scent. I haven't used it in years, but it still has the scent to it. A few sprayers in case you need to spray some surfactant on dirt daubers and get them off. There's a mask, measuring cup, that type of mask there. And then you've got some more of these turn it around. Sorry about the cameras, guys. But here's a mask for you if you're into using one of those. And then also some N95s. And then I think this is one of those things that it's like a wet towel. If you get it wet, it'll get cold. You can put it over your face, over your shoulders or neck or whatever. And then there's some oil in here too for the pump for the pressure washer if you needed it. Okay, so that's everything in that cabinet. And then the last cabinet is just some odds and ends. You got a spare 50-foot Flexzilla hose down here if you were to need it. This is the supplemental hose tank or supplemental hose kit that goes with the big slinger. So if you know me, I don't use a soap tank or meter my soap. So if you ever needed to meter something else, you could do that with this. On this one, we have the big slinger though, so you just have to adapt it to that by not using either the water valve or the bleach valve. And then this is a couple of spare pressure hoses right there, the blue. And then up here, you've got some spare twisty ties if you ever want to, put a hose, hold a hose or whatever. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see that. And over here, some more banjo fittings. And here, garden hose adapters. Got some Titan straps down here. That's what we use for strapping the ladders to the ladder rack. And then down here, you've got some spare nozzles for the surface cleaner. There's, you can see, 2502s, 25035s, 2503s, 2504s. I got about every size I would possibly need, depending on what type of concrete, pool deck, whatever that I run across. I always keep 5 or 6 different sizes. So those are in there too. I will tell you one thing, guys, about these Titan straps. Let me adjust this back up. Need to make sure that when you're using these, these will bend around a ladder rack. So the more times they bend, they'll start cracking and creasing here. So you got to keep an eye on these. They are great for strapping ladders, but they will eventually tear. And so we just keep a ton of these here in the warehouse. So we keep an eye on them. When they start looking brittle, then we just replace them. But they're so much easier to work with than bungee straps and that type of thing. So that's what's in the cabinets. Okay, so we'll do a walk around of the truck. This is the big slinger. This has 2 3/4 inch valves. One is a metering valve for the bleach. The other is just a ball valve for the water. Tsunami air separator, everything just like the normal Kingslinger that we sell, but this just has the 3/4 valves because we mainly do commercial work. So this will get you just a tad bit more distance, a little bit more volume. It's not a whole lot compared to the Kingslinger. So, but we just did this to have it for the schools so we can compare this versus the Kingslinger because we normally let them see both of them. So I put this one on here, and I had the regular Kingslinger on another trailer, which I've already sold too. But so that's the big slinger with the compressor. The compressor is probably about 1.5 years old. Runs great, no issues. Keep the oil changed in it regularly using the high performance oil, so that keeps it running great. This is an 8 gallon per minute machine, and it has, I believe, let's see here, 307 hours on it. So I've had it probably a year, 1.5 years. So that's an 8 gallon per minute cold water machine, runs great. Again, we keep the right oils in it. We don't get that stuff off of Napa or AutoZone or places like that. We use the high performance pump oil as well as the engine oil. And then in the back, you got a 24-inch steel eagle surface cleaner. You got a gas tank. I think it's 16 gallon, 14, something like that. It feeds both the pressure washer and the air compressor for the big slinger, so you do not have to worry about carrying gas cans around. 2 100-gallon water tanks. They are both, two 100-gallon tanks. One in the back is water. One in the front right here is for bleach, and it's vented so you don't have fumes going all over the place. Then we have a bleach fill kit, which we hook up to this when we're filling it up with bleach, when we're filling the bleach tank up. Then you have your 3-way valve, which is for the Flow Pro remote system that I'll show you in just a second. And ladder stabilizer, if you have ladders, you can have the ladder stabilizer. And then there's another 5-gallon bucket back there with a bleach pump-up sprayer in it, and a 50-foot spare hose right there that's easy to grab. Then there's a downstream gun, pressure wash gun assembly, adjustable wand, and then a couple of aluminum wands that you can connect on the pressure wash gun assembly. And then on this side, we've got the 3 hose reels, pressure hose, garden hose, and soft wash hose. These are all electric Han-A reels. They do have the circuit breaker that is required by Han-A. If you have a Han-A electric reel and you don't have a circuit breaker on it, then they will probably not honor a warranty on it. So 200 feet here. This is 100 foot here, but you have a spare 50-footer over in the cabinet I showed you. And I think this is right about 200 feet, not 250, but 200 feet of 5/8 hose. And then you've got the bigger ball valve for spraying. And then, oh, here's a Titan strap I was telling you all a while ago. There's one that, you know, that's what happens to them when they bend over the ladder rack. And you do it in the same spot every time, then they'll start creasing like that and eventually just tear. So you just got to keep an eye on them. I wouldn't use anything else but the Titan straps, but you just have to keep an eye on them because they will tear apart. And then, real quick, let me show you in here. There's the Flow Pro remote system. And inside is where I keep the actual Flow Pro itself. And so when we get ready to hook it up, we just bring it and we put it right in line here and then hook our injector up top. The injector is laying down right there. And yeah, so I take it off after every use and set it in the back seat of the truck because I don't want it bouncing up and down going down the road. I want to protect it because I love this thing and I don't want nothing happening to it. Oh, and there's a big tub full of Tyvek house wrap for your property protection, for roof cleaning or house washing or whatever you need it for. That's got all kind of different sizes of Tyvek that goes with it too. Okay, so inside the truck, you've got a little stereo system with Apple CarPlay. You hook it in. It does not have the Bluetooth. I don't think it hooks up Bluetooth-wise. You just hook your cord up to it. This is a F250. It's a 2014 four-door. Very comfortable truck to drive. They told me the engine in this thing is the same as they put in a Ford Raptor. I don't know that for sure, but that's what they told me when I bought it. But it is a beefy engine, and the thing drives great. In fact, every time I drive it, I'm like, I can't sell this. I can't get rid of this. But anyway, yeah, very comfortable truck, cruise control. It also has AfterShokz airbags on the back, so you can raise and lower, like if you want to haul a trailer or whatever, so you can adjust the rear end. And you can see that's how I kind of drive around with it. And then when I get back home, I just release it. So very, very comfortable truck to drive. It runs great, very smooth, all of that. Also on the cabinets, I have a keys that I think fit these. I can't get them to go in. I've never ever locked these. So, but the keys are in the cubby hole or the middle console between the seats. So, but I think that's what the keys are these for. I just tried a while ago, can't get them to push in, but just want to let you know that. Oh, and it has 198,807 miles.